Hello everybody, welcome back to the next GoldenEye Remake playthrough. Today we're doing Facility and Runway, and the reason we're doing both of these, well, you should know why we're doing both of them if you've ever played GoldenEye before or even watched the GoldenEye movie, and if not then you'll figure out later on. So first of all, the Facility, and starting off in this little event up here, and you'll notice probably the biggest difference in these Far Cry level remakes is the textures on the wall, which is really, nothing GreenFire can do about. But I kind of like this sandy, kind of rusted looking level, because when you think about it, GoldenEye's been out for over 10 years, so like it's as if this map's been sitting doing nothing for 10 years, and this is what's happened to it. But that's how I think whenever I play this anyway. So the Facility, I mean, for me is definitely the most iconic GoldenEye level, and certainly one of the best multiplayer levels, and one that I played the most for my friends. But the weird thing about it is, if you think about it, in theory, it's the multiplayer level. It doesn't actually really work as a multiplayer level, because for a lot of it, you're trapped, and a lot of rooms only have one exit, and you can get, if you spawn in them and anyone's nearby, you're trapped in there. And this bit here's from my top 10 zombie video, where I'm just trying to demonstrate here shooting the guy's helmet. But I kind of feel, because this guy runs up and nearly kills me. And actually a lot of this level will be taken from, well, I have taken a lot of this level out of my other videos. I'm trying to shoot this guy in the back of the head, but the helmet doesn't work when you shoot him in the back of the head for some weird reason. It's not a very good helmet. But yeah, if you compare this to the likes of Complex, which is another one of my favourite levels, there are a lot more exits. In nearly every room in Complex you have about 3 or 4 different exits, and this one, I'm shooting this window for some reason, I don't know why. And that's a reason why I like narrating while I'm playing, but for this video it's not really possible, because I'm playing 2 different games and editing the video too. And that would be quite challenging to narrate while doing all that. I do know what I'm trying to demonstrate here. When I just shot that that table with the bottles on it, or the beakers and test tubes and stuff, the first time I ever played this level, there was one of the objectives I got completely stuck on, which was, I'll just go over to it now, destroy all tanks in the bottling room. And the first time I played this, I was quite young at the time, and I didn't have the key. You can get a key card off of scientists, it comes eventually, or you can use a button by pressing the computer that I showed you back then. And I didn't know that at the time, and I thought these were the bottles I had to destroy, or this was like the bottling room. So yeah, the computers actually would be behind that window there. And then here's the locker room, and actually a lot of what, like this, basically right now what we're looking at was where some of the future noir was recorded, when we were, we were showing each other the guns and stuff, and we were deciding what to do, and this part out here as well. Actually, this was taken from, excuse me, this part was in my first ever video, the Zozak's parody, where I was sort of showing that what would happen if enemies respawned. And all these bottling room, not this one but the other one, was also used in Future Noir, a lot of this area here. I like how these windows have kind of been slanted. It shows a lot of attention to detail on GreenFire 32's part. And these bottles, I really like these kind of, how he's used the same ones that were in the other room, except I think these ones have been put upside down. I like these windows from this side even more, actually, because I like the way the light's kind of reflecting on it. But yeah, it shows a lot of creative use GreenFire has used to make these objects. He's taken objects and just reshaped them to fit what the GoldenEye ones look like, which is great. Just showing you a little no James Bond sign. Now we're getting to the point where none of this is in the the multiplayer version of the level, this is only single player, and unfortunately also in Perfect Dark's version of this level, you can't get out here. I'm just demonstrating here now. For some reason this light, you can destroy it, but it still comes back online when you press the door. That's something I always thought was a little bit weird. And this part of the level here, there's no real point in being here unless Dr. Doak, I think he was called, sometimes he can be about here. But other than that, there's no reason for this room. I kind of enjoy this room. It's a weird one. Actually, I said you can't play this in the single player. I was trying to shoot this guy in the bum here. Sometimes when you shoot him there, he kind of jumps up in the air. It's quite funny, but he didn't do it that time for some reason. But yeah, there's a part here, the scientists open the door, the light works. I'm gonna just run around here using the GoldenEye because it's a lot quicker to strafe compared to Far Cry. Far Cry, the movement is very slow, so if I'm using less Far Cry, then that's why. You can't, of course there's a sprint button, but I just don't like using sprint button in games. It just looks very shaky and I don't like it, especially for making videos. Yeah, all this is really not, oh yeah, you can get here using in GoldenEye using the Game Shark, and we actually did for some of the things, but the Game Shark's very unreliable and it froze a lot. I would actually, if I ever came into a lot of money, I would definitely pay someone. I would commission a builder to make the facility in my back garden. I would have, or underground, have you could have a little trap door in your house, and it would basically just lead to the vent on top of the toilets. I just think it's an amazing place, and I would love to actually visit somewhere like this in real life, or even if it's been influenced by somewhere, I'd love to visit it, or have a paintball gun fight in it or something. But seriously, if I ever came into a lot of money, it would definitely, that's the first thing I would build in my house. It would kind of it'd be, it could be practically used for a bomb shelter or a zombie outbreak place. This is somewhere I'd like to be if there was if it was an underground bunker, if there was a zombie outbreak. I think that would be amazing. But that's kind of off topic anyway. Oh yeah, I forgot to say the doors here, as I was just going in and out of that one. GreenFire's done it. That's just more attention to detail. He's made the kind of rounded effect around the door, and that probably took a long time, which was pretty good. You can see how slow it is taking me just to walk across this room in Far Cry, and I don't want to sprint because it just spoils the look of it, I think. And here's a health and safety hazard, GreenFire. I would have to get a railing put up there if I was getting this place built for me. And this is a little bit up here that is, I don't really know the purpose of this place, but like I said before, when we used Game Shark, me and my friends, when we played this, we used to have long distance kind of gunfights across this little walkway, and they would kind of sneak in that area, and to get across the walkway we would do things like put remote mines along because these windows were bulletproof in the far end. We'd put mines the whole way along it and blow them up, and then that would create a smoke effect the whole way along that walkway, and we'd try and run along it without getting shot and stuff. That's just the little fun things we used to do. And I mean, everyone will have different experiences with GoldenEye, and that's just one of the things we used to do. I like this bit here where Trevelyan, it just randomly shoots into a wall, and things like that would be probably, you wouldn't find in games nowadays. If that happened, they would fix that. But I think it's cool the way they've kept little things like that, and they didn't bother fixing it. And like I said before, the doorway. Oh, I like this bit here. This is a scene straight from the movie. That's why I've kept this bit in. I just think it's really interesting how they're able to, get them all to stand in the right position if you hide behind those tanks the way James Bond did in the film. And that's a complete, an exact recreation of what happened in the film, which was really great. And here you'll see why I'm doing runway and facility here. In the facility level, you can go out at this vent, and that's basically the end of the level. But in GreenFire's version, you go out the vent and then that takes you on to runway. Whereas in GoldenEye, you know, in the film that's what happens obviously, but in GoldenEye the game you have to go to the next level, which I'm doing right now, and you'll see this is the vent you would come out of, and it says on it, this door leads back to the gas plant. But GreenFire is very smartly, you know, just included the whole thing, which was, it's a shame that I mean, I didn't get to play this whenever people were actually playing Far Cry, and I don't know if there was a big community at the time, but it's a shame. I would have loved to actually play these levels at the time. And the weird thing is, when I turned that corner there when I was actually playing the game, and other corners, I actually expected to see, you know, guards there. You know, it's so well, it's been recreated so well. And this is the outside, the building. Even it's just the attention to detail on it. You'll see later. Oh yeah, it's a lot brighter in his version. But I should have said before, and someone was asking about this, you can actually change the weather, and you can actually change the time of day right down to the very minute. So I could make it a lot darker if I wanted to. And I like these little windows up here. I mean, that just shows just more attention to detail, how he's kept all that, which is great. Unfortunately there's no tank obviously in Far Cry, so I'll have to use this car instead. But yeah, I didn't have time in this video, but the next video I'll certainly go back and show you a few weather effects, and show you can actually make it kind of stormy. Like you can make it raining and all sorts of, you know, fog and stormy days and stuff. So I'll maybe do that if I get time, and also show you a bit more how to actually. I like how he's recreated these little gun turrets also. I'll show you how to actually download them. But if you don't know for now, if you have Far Cry and you want to download these levels, I like that little front roll too. If you want to download them, just type in GreenFire32, because that's his gamer tag, although his YouTube's GreenFire31, and you should have no problem finding these maps, and you know, you can just have a bit of a play around yourself. A little missile battery up there, and even down to the very, you know, the far ones. I don't like it with the blurs whenever you run as well. Yep, this little missile battery there. So I'll try and show you the different weather effects in the next video. And really there's nothing else to do other than escape in the plane. I think that's been the majority of the level. There's not really much else to show you. There's a terrible club on top of my terrible shooting, and that's how you end the level. You get in the plane, but of course you can't fly his plane, so I'm just going to drive my car off to the side of the runway. And a weird thing happens. I don't know if this ever happens to anyone else, but when I fall a good height in a film or in a game, I get this kind of churning feeling in my stomach. It's like this feeling where sometimes I get it when I'm like I wake up from a nightmare as if I'm falling in the dream, and you get this feeling like you're going to be sick or something. And earlier I jumped off that runway to see if I would die, and because I'm in editor mode I didn't die. And but I got that really weird, like, gut wrenching feeling, and I don't know, maybe I'm the only person that gets that, but it's kind of weird how games make you do that. You jump off something, you're like, oh, you feel a bit sick or something, like as if you're actually falling. And here this is me just demonstrating. You know, this is what I'm talking about with the creative use of the objects. GreenFire's just, you know, recycled some of them, and you know, obviously down here I'll just go down and look up and actually go down even further, and you can actually see them sticking right out of the map, which is, I think, really interesting. Something that when you're playing it you're not going to see, but that's well, I think it's really well done. But I think that's really all for this video. So thanks for watching, and I'll put links up for GreenFire's channel, and hopefully I'll have the next level soon.